Yeah, Paul Atkins, interesting guy. So first and foremost, yeah, exactly right.
It's a shockingly rational and smart pick. Spectacular in how uninteresting, in fact, the incoming SEC chairman is going to be. But by the way, I was on TV last night talking about quantum computing. It's really scary.
Welcome to the Crypto Swamp Creatures, the show you never knew you needed and still don't want anyways. I'm Christopher Alexander, your blockchain and advocacy communications expert.
And I'm Justin Wallin, your guide through the often murky world of politics and polling.
Every week, we dive into the intersection of crypto, policy, and politics without taking sides. We're here to give you the straight, data-driven analysis that influences the decisions of those who want to win or want to be elected.
Think of it as a late 80s newscast, but with a twist. We bring you the serious stuff, but with a dash of sardonic wit and just a hint of irreverence.
So whether you're a crypto enthusiast, a policy wonk, or just someone who appreciates a data-driven approach, this is your place.
We bring you both sides, weigh the impact on crypto, and then we share what we use for show prep every week on our medium.
So remember, no one is as smart as someone who agrees with you, and now get ready to enter the no swamp zone.
Welcome to the Crypto Swamp Creatures, a show that's gotten big enough that we actually have hate directed at us. Now, we've had hate directed at just Wallin from his appearances.
Which honestly, you can hardly begrudge someone that. I am.
Yeah, but by the way, I was on TV last night talking about quantum computing. It's really scary. I'll just leave it at that. It's really, really scary. But yeah, we're excited to have someone who doesn't like us. I can't remember what he said. He said we were kind of half-wits that smile and don't know anything, or I can't remember. It was pretty good, pithy.
Yeah. I think he felt we were condescending and smiled too much.
Yeah, something like it, and didn't know anything.
So
and I thought,
to be dead serious from now on. Dead serious.
Yeah, just don't let our employers or clients find out. We don't know. So. We've been kind of a profiles in courage, if you will, looking at Trump's crypto nominees. And we have kind of an exciting one, I think. It's spectacular in how uninteresting, in fact, the incoming SEC chairman is going to be. He doesn't say anything controversial. In fact, he's a former SEC guy. He is big on protecting consumers, and he's actually very, very well respected on both sides of the aisle. So what on earth is going on, Justin Wallin?
Yeah, Paul Atkins, interesting guy. So first and foremost, yeah, exactly right. So many of Trump's appointees are colorful, right? They say colorful things. They're involved in the news. They have their own podcast, whatever it might be. Paul Atkins is the exact opposite. Paul Atkins, Jeeves would be proud of Paul Atkins' wardrobe. It is light gray flannels, nothing to disrupt, everything that would cause respect, and his professional vitae is exactly the same. This is someone who is respected by all. He is a highly accomplished, highly professional human being. Now he does when you look into it, the reason why people are tickled pink, first and foremost, is he's not that guy. Right. What makes him wonderful is he's not Jerry Gensler. That's number one. Number two is he does actually, in a professional capacity, head a pro crypto advocacy group. So clearly he understands that. Then there's the question of, is he going to introduce a Wild West where everything that anyone who loves crypto can be accomplished, or is it going to be something else?
Yeah, and he is. I think he's on the board. It's a digital chamber.
There you go.
Great folks. This is a very, very senior leadership role, advisory role. So he's an advocate for industry, all of it, which is great. That's what we want. He's an expert in these regulatory frameworks, which means he's going to give industry what it wants, which is some clear rules to play by. If you think you're going to have an ICO for your blockchain and create meme coins and do a bunch of wash trading and rug pull everything like was done in 2017, that is not going to happen. And he is going to relish coming after you. So it's a shockingly rational and smart pick. It is as uninteresting in the individual doing this as, say, Kash Patel is over on the other side.
But he has the ability to affect so much more dramatic impact on the industry, and he will. He's going to introduce regulations. I suspect they're going to be clear, they're going to be concise, they're going to punish wrongdoers and encourage good behavior, which is exactly what we want in any industry. Finally, there's going to be something that allows for a flourishing crypto and crypto-related industry in the U.S.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in the clear, and by that I mean the industry is going to be able to act with confidence and innovate, because that has not happened. And just for work that I'm doing in the past month, I've seen all sorts of people asking about investing now and curious about how some of this stuff works and wondering how they might get involved. And I mean people that have millions of dollars to put into things. It's great if you got 20 grand and you want to buy some Bitcoin or something, don't get me wrong. But investment money is coming in because people feel that the industry is no longer under attack. And it was under attack. There's literally no question about it.
That's exactly right. And what any industry needs to move forward is, one, not be under attack, and two, have clear guardrails, right? You need to have a good understanding of where you can go. And in any industry, there are going to be players who push the interpretations of those guardrails. That's the rules of the sport. But there are also clear things that just can't be done, like you had mentioned earlier. It is not the Wild West. It is actually something completely different, wherein competent investors and everyday investors, for that matter, can engage in a way that they know they're not going to, or unlikely to, have the rug pulled out of them any more than they would on the stock market.
And he's actually very much the anti-Gary Gensler. One of the big things that supporters, again, on both sides of the political aisle, have said about him is that he's very, very transparent. And that lack of transparency has been, frankly, the hallmark of Gary Gensler's time at the SEC. It's willy-nilly. It's not really clear who's done right or wrong. Right, when the judge tossed out, I think it was with one of the suits, I can't remember which one, I think it was the ETF, what led to the ETFs being approved. The terms were arbitrary and capricious to describe the SEC's actions. So he is all about daylight into this stuff, but at the same time, you don't get to just run around and fire your pistola in the air all day long on the sheriff's streets over there in Tombstone.
That's exactly right. This is a terrific appointment. He's going to be nothing but great, absolutely great for the industry, and I, for one, am excited about it.
Yeah, and it goes back to, we've mentioned it in a few of these individuals we looked at and what's been going on in general. This fascinating approach by the Trump administration. They'll put the culture warriors in some places, and they'll put the seasoned technocrats in others. And there's the look at me over to the right, and then there's the people that bring prosperity and opportunity to the country. And he's picked very, very serious, very, very qualified people. So kind of fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a distinction between the designers or the architects and the engineers. And he's putting together a team that it involves both. You have to have both to create things that are lasting, to create things that are changing. He's putting both in, and I think it's a good recipe. We'll see.
Yeah, and I should say I'm not actually bashing Kash Patel. When you look at his resume, he was at JSOC as an attorney. He's got a stellar resume on the counterintelligence side, and not really the purview of the show, but what his argument is the FBI needs to go back to being cops and not do so much counterintelligence. And he was heavily embedded on the counterintelligence side, so he's going after a system that he was definitely part of. But so not picking out his credentials at all, but he is definitely a colorful character who's made a statement or two, and we have Atkins not doing anything like that.
He wouldn't. It wouldn't be appropriate.
He is from a personality to a sartorial perspective, very much the gray man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's exactly what's needed. It's perfect.
Yeah, and that is exactly what you want. So if you're thinking macro and long term in crypto, this is an ideal pick, frankly, because maybe you want to run amok with some project you're working on or that you're interested in, but in reality, it's going to come back and bite you. It's going to damage trust. So what we really need right now is someone who's pro crypto, but can convince the naysayers that it's not a Ponzi scheme, right, that it's regulated, and it's really, really ideal. I don't know him personally, but I can't think of a better type, honestly, than this. You need someone that's bipartisan, and he's as close as they're going to get.
Absolutely.
And that's all for this week on the Crypto Swamp Creatures.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the intersection of crypto, politics, and policy.
Remember, the data doesn't lie, and neither do we. Well, not about anything important anyways.
Until next time, stay informed, stay skeptical, stay out of the swamp.